Thanks all for submitting the homework, assignment 3. Did you feel like this assignment helped you consolidate all the things we've learned? I hope it reminds us, okay, I know a lot more about Sinatra now, I can feel comfortable about now, that kind of thing. Let me see. So we have these submissions, and there's some really good ones, and I'll just pick one and just recap. I picked Oscar's one. It has the more complete features. So I can see that, for example, let's look at what people do and just observe, like guess, right? Let me see. Okay, so when you create a new list, right? Is it Ajax or is it reloading the page?
New list is reloading.
Yeah, reloading. Okay. You're not showing the taskbar, so it's hard to see. Not the taskbar, the URL bar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's say, yeah, these things. This the page is reloading. It's good. The Ajax part is that says saving, right?
Yeah.
When you drag from A to B, you see that all the lists get saved, so that the position gets saved. Did anyone else try this feature? Dragging the list and saving the positions of the list. So if after you drag and drop, the list will get saved in different files now. So this will become 0.md, 1.md, 2.md, 3.md. You move, it gets saved again. Right? I will give feedback on each of you guys on the code. It's actually the way I think to do it is not hard. You just need to replace the hidden field for params ID. That's it. But some of you may use a different method.
The trickiest, I spent most of the weekend working on deleting a list. That one was tricky.
Interesting.
Deleting a list. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of problems. Yeah. So you can, deleting it in the front end is easy.
Uh-huh.
But then the back end is tricky because you need to update the IDs. You need to, delete a file. And then make sure it's overwritten in the correct order. It's pretty tricky.
I see. Now here's the cool part that you guys. All right, deleting list. I have it too, right, in the demo code. I need to go back and see how I did it. But here's what I think. It could be a lot simpler than what you guys just say. If you delete this list, instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If you delete, you just delete that file. Nothing's going to happen. You don't have to do anything else.
So that's what I ended up doing. But you still have to go in and delete the last file.
Why?
Because
the index of the file is 0, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
If you delete 1, you will have 0, 2, 3.
Which is fine. Why is it a problem? The number is only useful for the order. So if I have 0, 1, 2, 3 here, and I delete 1, I only have 0, 2, and 3. And when I go to the home page, I just load all the file numbers in there, and I see 0, 2, 3, and it's okay.
you create a list in consistencies.
No, when you create a new list, you just get the last one and then get a bigger index.
I think this is because of the previous one we have already. If you don't have it, you just check the whole form and get the index and send it to the file.
The previous code, so is it in the starter code? The starter code doesn't have any logic about creating the new list. Okay.
Just get the index and then HTML element and
Yeah.
In the end, my solution is not that hard. It's fine. It took a couple of attempts to get there because there was, like I said, a couple of tricky things with the file names, the IDs. Deleting. You have to delete one file.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you want to keep it clean, sure. After you delete 1.md, you might want to move everything else. That's okay too. Yeah. If you So sometimes something is hard, not because it's hard to code. It's hard to decide what you want to code, and then when you actually code it, it's actually really simple, but the whole task is still difficult. So this list, deleting a list, will require us to think what the approach is. For example, I could choose to be lazy, then I say, if I just delete the file, the order is going to be the same. However, when I create a new list, I should not count the number of files, and I create a new file with the number, but I should check the largest number in the biggest number file, and then I just add one. That could be the approach.
Actually, this will be what I want to ask. If I have a strategy, for example, I delete that,
Yeah.
and I will do it a different way,
Uh-huh.
step by step. And after I look back, so I should do it before because it's easier for this.
Okay. No, good point. So sometimes planning before could help, but there's a balance. You cannot plan too much. It will slow you down in getting started. If you get to this point and you redo some part, it's even better to get more practice. So that's okay. Yeah, that's a good point. So adding a list. We all feel comfortable about adding a list? Quy and Yen? Adding a list, you guys are okay? You guys have to implement post and then get a new ID number, right? And then save to a new file. Awesome. So anything else is interesting? The drag and drop.
Items are added using Ajax.
Okay, so here's an interesting, cool one. So let's see. Item is added using Ajax. So let me just wait until I see added. And you see the delete icon here. So first, I can guess that, okay, in this case, Oscar does it like when you hover over an element, it displays the delete icon. And the delete icon is a link to delete, right? How can you click? Which image? Oh, really? Can you show me? Because I'm a bit, okay, that's surprising. You should be okay clicking on the image. Do you put an image inside the button? How do you put the image? Yeah, so that's called putting an image inside a button element. Button, you say button tag, right? Open button tag and close button tag. If you put anything there, it's called inside the button element. So you put an image in there? Interesting. I think it should work, but if it's weird, I look into it. Sometimes people use background, setting a background of a button. Okay, so yeah, so send a question if you have that one. Happy to take a look. So here, adding an item, the starter code already had that, right? But let's remember, if you add an item, you type something, you press enter or the submit button. The server, the browser will send data to the server with the program's item name, right? And then you create the item. And then the server will go back to the browser, and the browser reload, and you have this, right? The server save to a file, and the browser reload. So one approach to give the user faster updates is that you use Ajax instead of a regular submit. When you press enter, the first thing it will say, prevent default, right? Prevent default add prevent to submit, and then it will use jQuery append to add this item on the browser without going to the server. Has anyone thought of that as well? Does that make sense? But it makes sense because I did this exercise in the lab. Yeah, Yeah, you just basically get, jQuery items here and append div, item one. So you display that, but that's before you go to the server. And then you go to the server, yeah.
I try to like there's a very funny error when I at the night of that I do the back
Go to,
okay. I refresh it again and do it.
okay. Now, did you use Ajax scroll after that?
I use that.
So after you update the browser, then you use an Ajax scroll and jQuery.ajax, the $sign.ajax. So that's from the Ajax call, the Ajax function. And the Ajax call will tell the server to add this item. But the browser doesn't care what the server returns. So because it knows that the list will look like this.
For example, like this, I use Ajax to add a form. Form inside and it's a form work.
You use an Ajax to add a form.
Ajax on the UI, right? And add div with a form inside.
You can add a form inside a div, yeah. But why are you doing that?
Are you talking about adding a new list?
I added a new list and inside this and we have an icon form.
Okay, let's separate this.
Yeah.
First, if I say Ajax submit, Ajax is not to update this page. Ajax is to tell the server. Are we clear on that? I just make a call to the server and say, hey server, I visit your page, but not by the URL, but by JavaScript. That's it. You can use JavaScript to update your page. So you can add a form, but you can just display the form the way we've been doing. Just display it, hide it, and display it. We only use JavaScript to update the page of the new item here because the user just enter that. But I want to put it back in a nice format here, so I use the nice class name for it. It's in the lab, the CodePen lab, where I asked you guys to, make the list add item works without any server code. So, if any of you feel like, okay, I want to have a question about that, that's cool too. Let's happy to discuss. Okay. Anything else about the homework that is interesting?
For example, I have a list inside an array of list. How can I use a big target to get the list? Because when I click, for example, head that list to user that the big target is a head of the list.
Oh, you have. Are you talking about HTML? jQuery. You have a list. So let me just go and look at one of their submissions. And okay, do you want me to look at yours? You have that list. All right, let's look at this one because it's really beautiful. So do you have Heroku URL here or not? You didn't deploy to Heroku? Okay. Okay, then let me. Yeah.
Week 2?
It's also my mistake. I call it week 2, but so you say a list is where?
So for example, the hey list, right?
This one? Oh, hey. Okay, this is a list. All right.
There's a list, and what I try to get that list using the jQuery selector.
Uh-huh.
When I click on the, for example, header, the blue one,
Uh-huh.
and it regards the key target as a header.
Uh-huh.
But what I want to select is a whole list.
Oh, yeah, that was easy. You get
Just-
a key target and then you do dot parent.
But I can click on the outer page to it could use a key parent. When I click on the bottom of the list, it will represent different things.
No, it's still the same parent. You click anything inside, it's the children, right?
And
the whole-
form, for example, I click on
Click here.
that's
Yeah, but it's still in the whole list.
Oh, but it's not another form.
But you tell him in parents.
Yeah.
You tell him what to find in parents.
So are you saying if it's in here, then it should be the grandparents? It's parent not parents. So I told you there's a not parents method. Parents. And then inside, you pass in the list name. Good question. Do we understand that? So I think it may be a little, I think I can explain this. So by the way, yeah, this is just really beautiful. It's nice. Thanks for that one. Let's say this is the jQuery thing. We can ask more questions about jQuery. We will visit it. From now on, jQuery is just extra things you use on each homework. So let me just go really quickly to review the that question. Okay. So your question is like if you click on anything, so e.target is the current element you click, right? For example, I just click on that one. The current element is this guy. So if I say here and then I say what it is and I say parent, the parent is only the current element, right? But what I want is the whole big list. So I do parents, but parents here is everything. You see, this is the parent, this is the grandparent, yeah, and then all of that. So if you're looking for .list, then it will find exactly that parent for you, and I can show you that it is that list, right? This red thing there, right? So then you can do anything. You can add a class to it. You can shake it if you like. If anyone add jQuery UI and add jQuery effects, shaking could be cool. All right. Why are we on this page? Oh, it just jumped straight from yours. So yeah, okay, nice one there. So we will review this and get back to you by tomorrow. So thanks for the excellent work.
I don't think you had on your deleting
I have it as
Yeah, he did.
well.
Selecting the name category and using it so we can back out of it.
I just like delete empty and then it get deleted. Or like,
Oh, so you can do it on the second one as well, and then
to be honest, I don't know. So let's see if it works.
Okay.
Thank you for breaking my code. Let's see. Here. And then here, right? Oh my god, I'm so nervous now, right? Oh yeah, so in this case, this code basically did not get the latest ID and +1. Then it overwrite that. But obviously that's a bug. And when you run into that problem, you can choose to either rename 0.md, 1.md, 2.md, or do what I would have just say, okay, every time I add a list, I just find all the numbers so far. I'll get the biggest number and then just +1. It's like when I save to a database, I have a user 15, and then I may delete user ID 10, but when I add the next user, it's going to be user ID 16, and 17, etc. Oh, no, both approaches are fine at this stage. Cool. So thanks for breaking it. Now, I think, yeah, let's take a quick break and then we will get to the new content this week.